I truly have no idea what I just witnessed in the first half of the Texas A&M South Carolina game. I witnessed about 5 should-have-been interceptions, a 24-yard field goal off the upright, a Marcel Reed interception in the end zone, and then an 80-yard touchdown the very next play. Then Marcel Reed threw another interception, and as the Aggies are getting completely skull-crushed and Nick Harbor just has an 80-yard touchdown on them, the police officer in the tunnel is trying to talk crap to Nick Harbor. This is truly one of the most unbelievable halves of football I've ever seen, and I have no idea what is going on in College Station right now. Last week, my Missouri Tigers got absolutely blown out by the Aggies, and while the Mizzou football season is over in terms of the college football playoff, I genuinely thought A&M had a case at being the best team in college football. Undefeated in the SEC, their offense seemingly was unstoppable, and their new head coach Mike Elko just got extended. They wanted to make sure that he is going to be there for years, and now I just witnessed potentially one of the worst halves of football I've ever seen, especially from an undefeated team. In order to truly understand the context of this first half, we need to give some background info on both teams. Going into the year, South Carolina was supposed to be really good with quarterback Lenore Sellers, but after starting out 2-0, they ended up falling off. They have lost 6 of their last 7 games, with their only victory coming against Kentucky, who's at the bottom of the SEC. They ended up blowing it against Alabama, and were not competitive against Oklahoma, Ole Miss, or Vanderbilt. They ended up losing close games to Vanderbilt and LSU, and many have already been saying that this season is a complete wash for the Gamecocks, and they are looking forward to next year. But South Carolina may have just flipped their entire season. If they can hold on and beat A&M, then they get Coastal Carolina and Clemson at home, and there's a real chance they could go 6-6 and somehow end up with a winning record, despite going into this game on the road against an undefeated team at 3-6. This is one of the weirder storylines in college football, and college football truly makes no sense. A&M beat a top 10 Notre Dame team on the road, got Brian Kelly fired on the road against LSU, and then just killed Mizzou last week. But they're now coming home against a bottom feeder in the SEC and just got kicked around. They just signed Mike Elko to a 6-year extension, and the first gift they get from that is the worst half of football A&M has played in years. So far in the first half of this game, Lenore Sellers is 9 of 19 for 2 touchdowns, including that 80-yard touchdown pass to Nick Harbor. On the other side for Texas A&M, Marcel Reed is playing the worst game of his football career so far. In the first half, Reed went 6 of 19 with 2 interceptions. He also had about 3 or 4 passes that easily could have been intercepted, and things could have been a lot worse for the Aggies, as South Carolina only ended up with a field goal before halftime. Again, to talk about the sequence before halftime, I witnessed A&M miss a chip shot field goal off the upright, then the Aggies drove down the field and Reed threw a pick in the end zone. One play later, Nicholas Harbor takes it 80 yards to the house. Right after that, Marcel Reed throws another interception, and then South Carolina gets a field goal. The College Station crowd was completely silent going into halftime, and the Aggies better figure it out quick. Luckily, they have a game against Samford next week, who they should absolutely kill, but after that, they go on the road to a top 10 Texas team. A&M is still in pretty safe position when it comes to the college football playoff, but this is not the time to start falling apart, and if they get killed by South Carolina and killed by Texas, I could see a world in which they get left out. This is absolutely nuts to me, and if you're an A&M fan, what the heck is going on right now for the Aggies, and what are your thoughts on that first half? Be sure to let me know your thoughts down below, leave a like if you need to support today's video, subscribe if you're new, and check out one of the videos on the end screen. Hope to see you guys again soon, but until next time, peace.